and welcome to episode 142 of
The Eldritch Podblast.
I am...
Oh, baby, and I am Jack.
Welcome!
What's happening, gamers?
It's so warm.
It's incredibly warm. It
Sorry.
is unbelievably warm.
Oh my gosh, it is so warm.
It is so...
It's so warm.
So hot.
And listen...
If I could use an expletive to describe how hot it was, I would. But YouTube wouldn't let me do that. Not
Listen,
10 minutes into the video.
To all of our friends who live anywhere other than the UK, you're probably like, it's not that hot. It is for UK.
It is. It just is. We just aren't built for it.
No, absolutely.
The nation's not built for it.
No.
Its people aren't built for it.
Nope.
It's just not built for it.
No. Is that a spider on the floor over there, or is it just a piece of fluff?
I think it might be a little spider, and I'll tell you a little story as to why.
Oh my god. That one there? All the way over there?
Oh, man,
It looks kind of big.
It's not big.
Oh, okay. All right.
Oh, that piece of fluff?
Is that a piece of fluff?
That's a piece of fluff.
Okay, all right, yeah, okay.
I'm pretty sure that's a piece of fluff.
It looks spider-esque.
Well, we'll see if it moves. Not now.
Riveting content.
But there was a tiny little spider that ran across my desk when I walked into the office earlier.
Oh my goodness.
And just walked off the edge of my desk.
Oh,
and
no.
I saw it just fall on. It was fine because it landed on the carpet. And then it just
Aw.
carried on. And obviously because it weighed approximately nothing.
Yeah.
Obviously it didn't get hurt from the fall.
Yeah.
But
Mm-hmm.
that happened.
I see.
So I just wanted to
yeah,
let
I
you
don't
know.
think we're looking at the same thing. I think that is a piece of fluff I'm looking at.
I can
now.
see the thing that you're talking about. It hasn't moved, so I imagine that's a piece of fluff.
I think it is a piece of fluff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Oh my god, stop freaking out. It's a piece of fluff.
You're freaking out. I
You're
can
freaking
tell.
out. Stop freaking out.
Stop freaking out. I can see you. You're freaking
Yeah,
out.
stop it. It's all right. It's a piece of fluff.
Stop it.
And if it moves, I'll tell you. Suddenly there's spiders all over you. Sorry.
No!
Entity, put spiders all over their body.
No, don't
and
do
under
it.
their skin. You
Under?
know that scene in The Mummy?
Yes, I know.
With the
exactly.
scarab
With the
beetle.
scarab beetle.
Yeah, man, that's
I
so scary.
thought that they were real. Like,
Scarab beetles.
Oh, no,
Scarab beetles are real.
yeah, but they were real and they did that.
Oh.
I thought that was a thing that they wanted to
We're
do.
known for.
And I was like, man, Egyptians have got it rough.
Yeah, man. Count me never going to Egypt.
I'm
am I
never
right?
going to Egypt ever again.
Isn't it so funny what you were scared of as a kid? I mean,
Yeah.
that's
That's
understandable.
understandable.
That was
I think that
really
scared,
scary.
I think that scared quite a lot of people.
I think that scared a lot of
because
people.
I think the movie was like PG or something.
Yeah, it was for kids. It was a movie for kids.
It was a movie for kids.
Yeah.
And the fact that they had like beetles that burrowed under your skin.
I know. Yeah,
and, like,
I know.
ate your brain or something.
Yeah, I know.
What's that about? That's not child friendly.
That's so scary, to be honest.
That's horrifying.
Yeah, that's so scary.
The thing is, that was 100% without a doubt the scariest part of that movie.
I agree. Yeah. I think...
Like, the whole mummy bit wasn't really scary.
Yeah. There was bits where the mummy was, like, coming together, and he was, like, in between being a skeleton and in between being a person.
Lich-esque.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was, like, quite scary visuals
Do you think?
for children, I think. Yeah, for me, at least. But,
Okay.
again, I was scared of my plastic toy Gengar that smelt funny.
Yes.
So,
yes.
You know.
So we're not. We haven't got a particularly high bar there.
No, I'm really not a good example. But you know what? We talked about this on stream about things that people were scared of when they were kids.
Yeah.
And oh my god, it was so funny.
Yeah, it was.
Kids just don't understand anything. Do they?
No, they don't. Well, they do. They understand scarab
Fear.
beetles.
No, they understand the
understand
primal instinct of fear.
Yeah, fear. That's what they understand. Come and join us on stream.
Yes, goodness, we're streaming tomorrow.
Yeah, because
We're streaming
this
tomorrow.
is Thursday.
Yeah.
So
we're doing
streaming
D&D
tomorrow.
advice tomorrow.
Yeah, we're going to be doing some advice. So if
Yeah.
there's any advice that you want answering, come join us on stream with a
Yeah.
chance to get your advice answered.
We'll be doing D&D advice all weekend, actually.
Probably.
So, yeah.
We might. Yeah. Probably.
Yeah. Come on over.
Come on over.
Oh my goodness! Happy Pride Month. You know what? I think
It was
Monday's
Pride,
video came out with
in
being
Pride,
Month.
and that's yeah.
Yeah, we didn't. Did we say anything?
I don't know, we're saying it now.
Terrible timing.
Cancelled.
Hello, Happy Pride Month.
Happy Pride Month.
Happy Pride
Bum, bum, bum,
Month.
bum, bum, bum.
Goodness gracious me! I am so proud of all of you. Pride Month is so important to so many people, and it's important to us for so many different reasons. We support you. You are welcome here. You are celebrated here. Just look at how far you've come.
Yeah.
And we're so proud of you.
Yeah, we are. We're really proud of you. Like, really well done. And if there's any space on the internet that's going to celebrate Pride Month, this is one of them.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, certainly. On June the 1st, Pride Month. The D&D, the Discord was just lit up with loads of Pride Month things. So,
and which is lovely to see.
It really is.
It's
It
great
really,
to see.
really, really is.
Just a bunch of queer folk.
Yeah, living their best lives.
Just
Am I right?
Queering together.
Yeah.
Which is great to see.
Yeah.
And it's good because the internet can be a scary and nasty place.
Indeed.
So to have a place on the internet that is just, you're never gonna get like shamed for celebrating Pride, and it's look, our community, so gay.
Oh, so gay.
It's so gay.
Yeah.
It's so gay.
Yeah.
So if you want to be part of that, obviously you are just by watching the videos. But if you want to get any further into the community, please feel free to join the Discord.
Yes.
Come and join us on Twitch.
Indeed.
All of those things where you can interact with us and other members of the community.
Indeed.
They are extremely welcoming. They would love to have you in.
Indeed. So would we.
Get your foot off my chair. I'm trying to keep it this way, and you keep like.
So whatever your journey looks like, you are supported and loved and welcomed here. And again, we're so proud of you, and Pride is so important for anyone who feels like they are not good enough, they're not worthy, they're not allowed to be. It's so important, and we share that sentiment, and you are safe here.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Happy Pride Month!
Happy Pride Month. Happy Pride Month. Let's get some prides down in the
Happy
comments.
Pride Month. Goodness gracious.
Happy Pride
me.
Month down in the comments.
Indeed, indeed.
Let's go. I love this month.
Yeah.
It's great.
It's the best month.
It's 100% the best month. It's 100%. Like the sun is out.
Yep.
Like it's like turning summer. The queers are out.
It's hot.
And everyone's allowed to be queer.
Yeah,
all the time,
let's go.
By the way, all the time. But you're allowed to show it even more.
Yeah.
It's your month, baby.
Yeah.
Enjoy yourself.
Indeed, indeed. Anything else?
Attack the Unaware.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Attack the Unaware.
Oh
Thank
my
you so
gosh.
much to everyone who picked up a t-shirt.
Oh my god, thank you
On-
so much.
On Monday.
Yes.
Like we really, 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 really appreciate
Indeed.
it. Thank you so much.
so very much.
It supports the channel, supports me and Margaret directly. So thank you very much for spending your hard-earned cash on us.
Indeed.
It really, really, truly means a lot.
Indeed.
So yeah, you can go and pick one up now. This is going in the wash as soon as this video is over, because I've worn this to just hype it up.
You've worn it for like 3 weeks.
Yeah, I've worn it for 3 weeks. So I like this. Straight in the wash. I was like, I need to get it. I need to wear it on the video that it launches, because I was so excited when it came. I really wanted to wear it, and I really wanted to show everyone.
Yeah.
To, like, obviously build some hype for the merch.
Yeah.
And then I wanted to wear it when it launched.
Yeah,
so I was like, and I'll wear it on Thursday to just remind people. Straight in the wash.
Wear it for everyone. Yep.
Straight in the wash.
Yes. It is over on our website, eldritchpodblast.co.uk. Please pick one up. There's all of our other merch pieces there. Do not worry, it is not limited edition.
Nope.
Nothing will ever be limited edition that we put out.
Nope.
So if you can't grab one now, no problem. Hey, if you're like, that's the worst t-shirt I've ever seen, that's so fair.
That's so fair.
That's fine.
Don't tell us that.
Don't tell me that.
Because that's mean.
I couldn't handle that.
And Margaret did design this. If you want to say that it's the best t-shirt that you've ever seen,
I'll take that,
welcome.
baby.
Welcome.
I'll take that.
I think we were on about doing a Pride t-shirt.
Yeah.
But we want to wait until after Pride is
We don't
over.
want to do like the whole rainbow capitalism thing.
Yeah,
like,
we don't want to,
yeah.
make money off, Pride Month. We want Pride Month to be Pride Month and celebrate it with things like the Homebrew Challenge and bits like that. And then after, we might do something for Pride.
Yeah, someone just said, like, would you consider releasing like a rainbow variant of your logo for Pride Month? And we certainly would, but we do not want to take advantage of, again, rainbow capitalism.
Rainbow capitalism, because
it's not what.
That is very stinky.
Yeah.
And it's very disgusting that
Yeah.
people, just try and make money and brand it just for that month to get sales up, because that's just not what it's about.
Agreed. Unacceptable.
Unacceptable behavior.
Unacceptable.
But capitalism doesn't care.
No, yeah.
And it will keep moving along.
Indeed.
Anyway.
Is there anything else?
No.
I can't think of anything else we've done.
Well, we
I've
played
tried.
WoW.
I've tried healing on WoW.
Yeah. She's been doing great.
Thank you.
But I don't think you really enjoy it that much.
I enjoy it.
Okay.
I do enjoy it. Man, it's hard. First of all,
I mean,
to all
everything
of our...
in WoW is hard. But, because you played your Beastmaster for so long, it doesn't feel hard now.
I would argue DPS is still hard to a degree. Man, there's no stakes with DPS, though.
Well, there is, because this is the thing, though. It's just like, because you're good at DPS, like, it doesn't really feel like there's any stakes.
Yeah.
And, like, the thing is, if we go into a Mythic Plus dungeon or into a raid and the DPS is bad, then no, it's dreadful.
Yeah, but
we won't
you
time the key.
You can still carry a bad DPS to a degree.
Yeah,
you
because
cannot carry a bad healer.
I mean, you can.
You cannot.
You can. You can by not getting hit by mechanics.
Yeah. Listen. Yeah. So yeah, I've tried healing. Listen, everyone knows I'm a DPS main. I always have been. I always will be. I love doing damage. I love DPS. I love turning my brain off and going hee hee ha ha. But I was like, you know what? I should really try healing. Like we've not accomplished everything we want to accomplish on our World of Warcraft mains. We've accomplished a lot of it. There's kind of bits here and there that we'll do when we have the group to do so. But like in the meantime, I really want to try and give healing a proper go.
I feel like you want to for me though.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the reason because I play tank.
It is.
And I am a tank main.
It is.
And like I'm playing DPS right now, like with Margaret while she's on a healing journey.
Carefree.
And it's not.
It is.
See, the thing is for me, like this is it though. For me, tanking is easier now than DPSing.
Yeah.
Like I'm coming at DPS and I'm like, oh man, my cooldowns are out of sync. How do I hold off on this pack or do I just rip them now? And then I'm like, oh man, my flask is coming off, but then do I wait for lust?
Yeah.
And it's just like because it's not what I do, it's tough.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair.
So
that's
this is
fair.
it. It's like y'all like DPS is unga bunga turn your brain off. For me, tank is unga bunga turn my brain off.
Yeah.
Like, because I know exactly where I need to go, what I need to do, who I need to stop, who I need to like silence and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It'll be you next.
Oh my god, were you silent or silenced?
Were you silent or silenced? So that's it. It's just getting used to it.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. To my healers on World of Warcraft.
How'd you do it?
How do you do it?
And what do you play?
I'm playing a Mistweaver monk.
Yeah.
I'm considering moving to Resto Shaman.
Yeah.
But I'm going to give monk a proper go. Do
Crack it
I
or whip?
think I'm ever going to be able to get to the level that I am with my Beastmaster with a healer? No.
Yeah.
Certainly not.
Well, you would do if you played it for 2 or 3 years, like you have.
I don't have that time.
And then there you go.
I do. The time will pass anyway. I do.
Like, that's it. It's like, if you put in as much time as you put into Beastmaster Hunter, you will be just as good at Mistweaver Monk.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. But you know what?
You can't expect to be as good at both.
I know.
With having played your Beastmaster Monk for 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
And having played Mistweaver Monk for...
Beastmaster Monk.
Mistweaver Monk. Beast Weaver. When I weave the beasts. Playing... When you've only played Mistweaver Monk for, what,
Listen,
3 days?
Everything
4
you're saying
days?
is making so much sense, Jack. It really is.
How long have you been playing it? You haven't even been playing it a week yet.
No.
And you've already done a plus 10 key.
Yeah, well. Anyway, healers.
Of last season.
Healers, I need to know, how do you not go into panic mode every time? Because I am going into, like, hands shaking, palms sweaty, like heart accelerating panic mode whenever everyone gets low. How do you navigate that? I need to know.
Like the thing, like not to get into it too fast, like mechanics in the game are built to do that. Like it doesn't matter if you are ready for it or not.
Yeah.
Like mechanics in that game are built to take either one person low, a couple of people low, or everyone low. It's just how you react to it, or how you proactively get ready to deal with it.
That's how I reacted to it.
Yeah.
We were doing a boss, and like I was so busy focused on healing, I wasn't really looking at the boss's health, right? I looked up, the boss had still like 25%, and I was like, please
kill it now.
Kill this motherfucker, please. Please. Why is this guy not
is
dead?
He still alive? And that's why DPS matters.
Yeah.
That's why DPS matters.
Oh, so yeah, I've been on a journey. I played one game of Valorant last night.
Yeah.
That's that. And I guess should we just get into topic?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, we are doing this month on r/D&D.
This month on the Reddit.
These are all of the fun Reddit posts that like are really interesting and fun, but there's kind of no place for them in our regular episodes. This is one of my favorite episodes.
Yeah, this is my favorite episode. I think
this
love it so
this
much.
and advice is my favorite episode. That we always do a shout out to an artist or a small business or both at the end of the video, so please stick around for that.
Yeah.
And with that,
let's get into it.
So the title of this is Who was a throwaway NPC that became a recurring favorite for your players? I can't remember exactly why, but the warlock wanted to buy some perfume. So in came Susan, the human perfume saleswoman based entirely off those pushy people you see in shopping centers who ambush you with perfume.
Yeah.
I must have made her a bit too likable because the party instantly fell in love with her. The warlock got to chatting with her and managed to get her to tell him that she always wanted to make and sell her own fragrances instead of working for someone else's business, but her husband wasn't supportive of her aspirations.
Oh my god, the backstory. Let's go.
A few sessions later, they managed to track down where Susan lives so they could give her husband a piece of their mind.
Yeah.
Only to find
your
out
wife.
only to find out that he was spending his afternoon committing adultery at the brothel. So they waited until he left to ambush and rob him in an alleyway, sending him home in nothing but his underwear.
Yeah. As he deserves, by the way.
Yeah, truly. They went to find Susan the next day and explained where they found her husband and told her to leave his ass and follow her dreams of being a perfumer, and even gave her some money to help her start her business.
Let's go.
They returned to that same city after completing an arc, and they ran into Susan again, and she started her own perfume business and was creating and selling her own fragrances, and she named one after the party.
Let's go.
She still comes up every now and then, and my players are always happy to see her. I find it so funny that an NPC I created in about 10 seconds ended up having her own little story arc. This is why I love D&D.
Yep.
Oh, Susan!
Susan.
Oh, Susan!
Susan.
Oh, and you know what? Again, like, we say this all the time. Like, for your party members, just to care so deeply about the world that you're in and care about the NPCs and want to give them, the NPCs, the best.
That's like, your players just care about you as a dungeon master.
Totally.
That's what that tells me.
Yeah, same.
It's like your parents.
Oh my God.
Your players know that you've put well, you didn't this time, but you know, like the time and effort that you put into making these NPCs and stuff like that, and the fact that you're willing to do so, and they're so willing to interact and get to know them and get to learn about them, just means that they care about you and your game, which is just such a beautiful thing to see. In my opinion.
I agree.
Like,
I agree.
I mean, I've got countless of these.
Yeah.
I made, in my first campaign, I made a magic item that could talk, and it was supposed to just be a little bit of a gimmick. It was supposed to just be a little bit of like they might like talk to it now and then when they need it. It was called
Bobbitson,
which was named by Josh. It was a monkey skull on a necklace, like made by a hag, and it could do like a couple of things like scry and things like that. But obviously, Bobbitson was dead because he was a skull, and he'd say that's how he'd open up every conversation by saying, "No, I can't."
What the hell?
He would say, "I haven't done it in years." He would say, "I'm dead. Hello.
I'm dead.
I'm dead."
Because we'd be like, Bobbitson, how are you doing today? And he'd be like, I'm dead.
I'm dead.
And we'd be like, are you warm in there? I'm dead.
I'm dead.
And we loved him so much.
Yeah, you did.
We loved
you
Bobbitson.
Loved him so much. And then in the second campaign, somebody who was literally just a throwaway NPC to get them to a new town. They like met them on the road, and they were like supposed to escort him back because he was a little bit. He's a bit pathetic.
It's Dagmar.
He was supposed to be very pathetic and out in the field when he shouldn't be out there without like a guard because he was from like a research facility. They found him and they just latched onto him.
We love Dagmar.
It was just a bumbling buffoon who was just interested in like biscuits. He liked biscuits. He ended up getting into
giants.
He liked giants. He got into fishing later on. Like he had special interests.
And you know what? The thing is, with Dagmar, and to be honest, Bobbitson was very useful, but Dagmar, we ended up being like, oh, Dagmar, while we're away, could you do this for us? Could you research this for us? Could you do that? And Dagmar actually ended up becoming a really important NPC to us. Yeah. That we really loved him, but he ended up becoming very useful.
Yeah, I think he ended up becoming very useful, but that was because you showed so much interest in him. Yeah. And because you'd spent so much time like getting to know him and wanting to like the best for him and keeping in touch with him.
Yeah.
Of course he would do favors for you. Like you had his best interests at heart.
Yeah.
So he would help you however he could. Yeah. And you know, he did have access to books.
Yeah.
And, things of import that
Yeah.
you would want to know. So, yeah, I made him, readily available to you for roleplay purposes and for story purposes.
Yeah. And now we have Roveret, who is...
And now you have Roveret.
Who is tied very closely to Matthew's character. It's Matthew's patron.
Yeah.
But, we all interact with Roveret.
Yeah, the thing is, Roveret was meant to be that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the thing is, I began to realize as the campaign's gone on, they always just find one person who they really, really like.
Me too.
And I was like, do you want to know what? I'm just going to give them access to this person all the time.
Yeah.
So he's Matthew's patron who's in a gem. Matthew's a genie warlock, and his gem is his lamp, and he can speak. As long as they touch the gem, they can speak to Roveret. And it's not just Matthew, it's the rest of the party.
Yeah, yeah.
And, they're working on all being able to go into the gem, which, should be a slightly higher level thing, but we might get there a little bit earlier because the campaign might not get to that point.
Yeah.
But I think they would all really like that. So.
Yeah, we would. Very much so. Very much so. So yeah, man, and I'm sure you have so many stories about NPCs. I have a couple more examples if you'd like to hear them.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
So this one is Bob the Bandit. Early in the campaign, the party decided to capture and interrogate a bandit to find out if they had kidnapped a missing person. I played him as all brawn, no brain, with a mild Texas drawl, and the party loved him so much that they let him go and told him to turn his life around. 3 weeks later, they encounter Bob working as a baker, and they have more interactions.
Let's go, Bob.
A couple of months go by, and Bob was hired as a camp cook for an expedition that they had gone on. The party learned that he had gotten engaged, and also learned how to be a chef. Also, just a funny thing for the side, but for some odd reason, whenever I roll for how good his meals are, I have rolled an insane amount of natural 20s, with the lowest roll being a 15.
Bob deserves it.
So the party is considering hiring him on as a full-time personal chef.
Let's go.
I love that. Again, the whole story of being like, turn your fucking life around.
Yeah, well, that's the campaign 2 thing, wasn't it? When they ran into those bandits. And then they run into them again, and they're like, we taught you better than this. Do you know what I mean? But it's just fun, innit?
It is fun. It is.
For somebody to just turn into a random encounter that was supposed to just end in probably them dying or getting knocked out and tied up or whatever, to interrogating them. Now Bob is a professional chef.
Yeah, now he's engaged.
And now he's engaged, and they want to bring him on as the full-time chef of the party.
Let's go,
That's
Bob.
Just fun, isn't
Let's go, Bob the Bandit.
This is why, and tell you what, this is why I don't get the whole enemies shouldn't have, there's not a picture of their family in their pocket. It's just why?
Yeah.
Why don't you want to have fun?
Yeah.
Why don't you want to have? I understand that not everyone, but now and then, them just being a bit fun is good.
I agree. I very much agree. This next one is a deacon in our last campaign. I don't know what a deacon means.
Neither do I.
Do you know? A deacon?
I've heard of it before.
D-E-A-C-O-N?
I've heard of it before, but a deacon is a... No, I can't remember.
No
I
idea.
thought it came to me in a second.
A deacon in our last campaign. I don't know how to spell his name, but our DM told us that after he sacrificed himself to revive the party, that honestly, he was just a pre-generated name on a list, but you guys stuck to him, so I made him important.
Oh.
We cried so fucking hard when he passed away, and you tell us he started as nothing, just to point... and they said, just to point out, we have a great DM. I hope I didn't make him sound awful.
But that's it. Just that is oh yeah, I'll just rip about... I've got my randomly generated NPC names.
Yeah.
I'll just rip it off that list.
Yeah.
And then the party, for some reason, just like the way that they talk, or just the cut of their jib.
Yeah.
And then they just get unbelievably attached, and they gave their life for the party.
They gave their life for the party.
Let's go, deacon person.
That's reminiscent of God, what was his name? The vampire hunter.
Vinriel.
Reminiscent of Vinriel.
He wasn't just he was a little bit more than that.
He was more than that, yeah.
But he was a passing NPC.
Yeah,
he wasn't a full-time fixture like Dagmar was.
Yeah, who ended up sacrificing himself for TRP. And it's moments like that, getting close to NPCs to the point where they want to do something like that for you. And it's funny saying that, isn't it? Because it's it's all just your DM, but at the same time it's all just us playing characters. And I think it makes the world feel so much more real and interactable when you can find these connections with NPCs.
Yeah.
And they reciprocate.
That's when the DM sees that the party's into the NPC.
Yeah. So
they reciprocate and they want to, let them in and let them learn about them.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Yeah. And then the last one on this one is G the Goblin. He was the only goblin out of 20 that refused to run off after being set free by the party. So the party equipped him with a dagger, some equipment, and a stuffed Minotaur doll that they had recently found.
Let's go.
G was immediately killed at the start of the next encounter as he failed his stealth check. He died in a fiery inferno, clutching his Minotaur doll.
Why?
The only thing that remained was the unscathed doll. The wildfire druid reshaped his wildfire spirit into the visage of G.
Let's go.
G was memorialized and now follows the party wherever they go, thanks to the druid. Why would you fucking do that?
Why would you do that to G? What did G do to you?
Why would you do that to G?
Why would you let them get close and then take it away?
God.
Well, good idea from the druid.
Oh yeah, I would. How sweet. And you know, is it the fact that G died in a pit of fire,
A blaze of glory,
and then came back as a wildfire companion? Well, but
poetic.
Poetic.
Some would say.
Poetic.
Some would say.
Man, and the thing is, like, killing NPCs off that you care about fucking sucks, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, it can really push the story,
can.
and it can really push, like, you
Not
know,
the next
no
combat,
No.
probably. I feel like you maybe don't have enough time to get that attached.
Yeah,
But
yeah, but still, like, you know,
doing that to an NPC can be almost just as important as a character.
Yeah,
death
I agree.
To a lot of people.
Yeah, I agree. You know, either just show like how truly evil, especially now to the campaign the BBEG is. You know, circumstances, they sacrifice themselves. I think the death of a favored NPC is really impactful, actually.
Yeah, I agree. And you know, if like you got to think, you know, when Vinriel, you know, sacrificed himself for TRP, it's like people like when I said, "Do you want to do a one shot about what's happened to Vinriel, like in the future?" Which we haven't done yet. Everyone was like, "Oh my god, yes!"
Without a shadow of a doubt.
Because
yes,
you know, Vinriel wasn't quite Dagmar, but he was, you know, integral to TRP's like story, and he ended up like following. He, you know, fought with the party. He like helped bring down certain bad guys and stuff like that. So when you do that, it can be like really heavy duty stuff, like heavyweight stuff for a dungeon master.
Yeah.
To do that to an NPC.
Yeah,
really
definitely.
like make a bad guy out of somebody.
Yeah, definitely.
Or like make a plot line out of something.
Yeah, it must be hard as the DM as well,
so hard.
to have to like lose that character too.
It's so hard.
Yeah, it must feel like losing a character.
Yeah, it's like losing the character. Like you lose, like if I was to take Roveret out of this campaign now, I'd be devastated.
It would be horrible.
Because
absolutely awful.
I love playing him.
Yeah.
But you know, like everyone is always fair game. You can't just like take them up because you can, but you know, I don't.
Dagmar.
What?
If you ever hurt Dagmar,
Well, that campaign's over now. Don't worry.
we would
safe.
We would have lost our
He was
minds.
I mean, you met him in mortal danger. That's how you got introduced to him. He was in mortal danger.
Yeah, God, if anything had happened to Dagmar, I can't. The thing is, we would have gone to the ends of the earth.
Oh yeah, 100%.
To bring Dagmar back.
100%.
Anything.
100%.
Anything. And we're like, oh yeah, Vinny, we'll catch you later.
Yeah, but that was his choice. And that was to bring back TRP.
Yeah, yes, exactly. That was different.
It was a fair trade.
Different. So I'm sure that there are stories that you have about your favored NPC. An NPC who you guys, for some reason, just fucking love.
Just love. For some reason, either it was their voice or their goals or just like their disposition, like their mannerisms, and you just met them and you were like, oh, this person's so nice. Let's just invite this person into our lives. No questions asked.
Yeah. And I want to know about it.
Tell us about it.
I want to know. Please.
What's your favorite NPC?
Yeah, if you have a story like this, I want to know. I want to hear it.
Yeah.
I really do.
It's so good.
So the next topic, changing topic, is the title of this is the DM is using spells that they have previously banned. As the title says.
Okay.
In session 0, there were quite a few spells that the DM outlawed, such as Silvery Barbs, Mage Armor, Create Undead, Force Cage, Clone, etc. It felt like a little much, but he claimed that they were game-breaking and unbalanced, so we decided that it was fine as long as it was consistent.
Look, I'm not a massive Silvery Barbs fan because I think it's And I understand that people, like, I remember posting something and it had the Silvery Barbs, like, opinion in it. And everyone was like, I'm always going to advocate for Silvery Barbs because I always use it to help my martial players. And it's like, oh, well, if you're using it for that, that's really good.
Yeah.
But when all you do is wait for the DM to get a natural 20 and then just say Silvery Barbs.
Totally.
Those spells are just natural 20 Silvery Barbs destroyers for the DM.
Yeah. I very, very much, I'm not really for banning things at the table, but at the same time, everyone's entitled to do whatever they want.
Yeah, it's your table.
But, I understand why DMs would want to ban Silvery Barbs, especially if you had a player who used it in that type of way.
Yeah, like...
I understand. Mage armor?
Mage armor?
Mage armor?
Mage armor?
Mage armor?
Do you just want all wizards all wizards and sorcerers to have like 11, 12 ACs all the time?
And again, the feeling I get from like the mage armor thing, it's like, we've seen it so many times, DMs being like, spellcasters are so unbalanced. It's like...
not because of mage armor, though.
Certainly not because of mage armor.
Not because of mage armor.
So, yeah, those are all banned. And just to clarify, he said that in this realm, those spells just don't even exist, and that's why they are banned.
Interesting.
Now, we are nearly 15 sessions in. We met a villain, and he was able to use Silvery Barbs and Force Cage, which he used to trap our Barbarian and our Paladin. We got pretty annoyed by this, and I addressed it instantly, but the DM said I was overreacting, and he's powerful, so he just found a way to do it. I gave up on the argument, and play continued. However, it happened again next session, and this time, a different villain that we were beating used Plane Shift, which was also banned, to escape from us. We got pretty mad, but again, we didn't press it too hard, and the session continued. Things like this kept happening, but none of us brought up anything again for the rest of the session. Now, my main problem with this is not that the spells are banned, but the multiple NPCs that are able to use these spells that supposedly do not even exist in this realm. So my question is, am I just overreacting and should we just leave it? Is the DM entitled to do this? Or should this be addressed more seriously?
More seriously. Why are you banning things? Why are you banning spells and then using them against the party?
That's so bad.
That is a slap in the face.
That's so bad. That's different rules for you and me, which
100%.
There should never be.
No.
That, goodness gracious me, that is the epitome of DM versus player, putting DM on a totally different pedestal to the player. You're all playing the same game. You should all want to enjoy the same game and the same rules together.
Yeah, I agree. And things like Plane Shift, like, you have to get something attuned to a plane of existence to be able to cast Plane Shift. Like,
and what level is Plane Shift? Is Plane Shift level 7, 8?
7 or 8. It's a high level spell. It's a really high level spell. And you need to have probably gone to that plane of existence or found somebody who has gone to that plane of existence and then found something that is attuned to that plane of existence just to be able to cast that spell. It's not just like I pick up Plane Shift and now the game's broken. It's like, you can't do that.
And like, you know what, as well as that, some of these like higher level spells, like Plane Shift, like Clone, those are really high level spells that, I don't know, but 15 sessions in, if I'm just going off the experience that
that's what I was thinking, like, with
15,
Force Cage?
15 sessions in, we are not going to be even close to the levels that give you things like Clone and Force Cage.
They have to have. They have to have started at a high level to be fighting something 15 levels in. But then it's like, but then why are we banning Mage Armor? Yeah, the first level spell that just helps wizards and sorcerers live.
Yeah, and again, I can understand Silvery Barbs a little bit more.
Yeah, because I still wouldn't. That's the problem. Yeah, is that spell is so still relative at 20th level.
Indeed.
DM gets a natural 20. Silvery Barbs.
And again, I feel like in some cases, Silvery Barbs can also set up the player versus DM thing on the behalf of the player, being like, we're here just to outsmart the DM and just to prove to the DM that they can't win. But to me, I'm like, can you not tell how much of a hypocrite you are being here?
How unfair it is for you to be like, these spells are all banned, and then I use those spells.
Yeah,
it's like, I'm banning them because they're game breaking, so you're not allowed to use them in my game. I then use them in my game to break the game because I'm allowed to, because I'm the DM. And it's like, that is so, what's the phrase? What's the saying? That is so, like, double standards. It's double standards. It's double standards.
Yeah.
Why can I use them but you can't?
And the thing is as well, like, again, I understand that DMs can go, oh yeah, they cast Plane Shift. But you know how you do it, you don't specifically mention the spell name that you're doing. So for the players to be like, man, you are using these spells that we banned.
You're saying the name out loud in front of us, almost like not to mock it, but to like taunt us, maybe?
Like that.
I cast plane shift.
Yeah, like
somebody gets a 20 and they're like, silvery barbs.
Well, yeah, the fact that, again, like, the fact that the villain had silvery barbs of all of them as well.
That's so egregious. It's
I know that's so unfair. I just really do not know how this DM is not self-aware enough to be like, yeah, this is so hypocritical of me.
You don't do this if you're self-aware.
True.
You don't do this if you're self-aware.
True. This is
you aren't self-aware if you're doing
this. This is the picture perfect definition of a DM versus players here.
100%.
Being like, I can have this power, you can't. If you had this power, you would break my game and it would be unbalanced. But I have this power and I can use it against you and you can't do anything about it. That's the vibe I'm getting.
Yeah, that's exactly the vibe I'm getting.
There is an update.
And then to get called out on it.
Yeah.
And then for you to be like, you're taking this too seriously.
Yeah. Yeah. There is an update if you want to hear the update.
I do. Give it to me.
So, the update. I just sent a direct message to the DM confronting him about the whole business, and his response was that he didn't want to ruin the vibe in the middle of a session, which is why he just waved it away. He is now telling me in a private message that he does this because there is no other way for him to win, unless he makes his NPCs super overpowered, which he says he doesn't like doing, but he just has to. So instead, he just takes away player capability. Of course, he says he wants me to shut up about the whole thing, relax, and just play because I will ruin the campaign for him otherwise. Safe to say, I am officially out of the campaign now. Yeah, no fucking shit, by the way.
There's no way for me to win? Like, this is the thing. Like, I feel like when we're trying to win as DM or player, by the way, in D&D, in my opinion, I feel like we're not playing it for the right reason.
No, I very much
agree. We're not
agree.
there to like go on the journey because at the end of the day, you know, the story is written usually for the players to win.
Yeah.
You know, like it's going to be tough for you to get there. We might lose bits along the way, but when we get to the end of the campaign, it's going to be there's twists and turns, and it might not be exactly how we imagined it.
Yeah.
But they're going to achieve. They're going to achieve.
And it's okay for players to have losses in the middle of that story.
100%.
That's why the ultimate at the end, it all feels good because the losses are worth the final win.
It's about just getting there. It's like inevitably the players will probably win.
Yeah.
Look, there's the spider on the
Oh.
Did you see him there?
Yeah, I did, yeah.
He's so fast.
Really fast. You know what? This spider was in the bedroom yesterday.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
Cute. Anyway, like I think inevitably the players will achieve the end goal of the campaign, which you could see as winning if you wanted to. Like, but really it's not about just being at the end of the campaign.
No, it's not.
Because then you probably, if you just want to get to the end of the campaign, then you probably didn't enjoy the 50 to 100 or 20 or 45 sessions or whatever it is to get there. Like, and if that's the only reason you're playing, you're probably not going to enjoy the campaign.
Yeah. And if you're DMing purely to win, you shouldn't be DMing.
You're going to have a bad time.
Yeah. Like, and if, like, no wonder if this DM's intentions are to win and then the players are constantly winning combat, like defeating the bad guy, being able to succeed in social situations, no wonder this DM is feeling so bad about it. And you should, like, and this is why people like this, if you want to go into it winning, you shouldn't be a DM
because you're going to lose almost every session.
Yeah, and the thing
every
is,
combat, you're probably going to lose.
Like, there's also a stark difference between your villains wanting to succeed and the DM wanting to win. There is a huge difference there. And anyone who goes in with a mindset of I want to win immediately sets up by default this DM versus player
100%.
mentality. And
100%.
It's a game that we all play together. The players should absolutely respect the story and respect the DM
100%,
and not want to, beat the DM and outsmart the DM.
Yeah.
Because if you have that mindset,
that creates
you shouldn't do it either.
a really minging atmosphere.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like
really
a really
toxic,
rough atmosphere to get. It's like it's a collaborative storytelling game between the dungeon master and the players.
Yeah.
The dungeon master should want the players to succeed,
but
pose many challenges, many really tough challenges along the way. many just fun challenges and stuff like that. But it's not going to be easy, because if it's easy, then everyone plays for different reasons. But to me, it probably won't feel that great when we get to the end.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, it's just a bad way to DM, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And you're setting yourself up for failure.
Yeah. I'm glad that OP had a word with their DM. I'm glad that it came to the conclusion this way, and OP's like, I'm out.
I'm gone. I would do the same.
Good.
100%.
Good.
Like, just yeah. No.
That
no,
must
no
be.
thanks.
God, that must have just been such a horrible atmosphere.
Yeah.
Knowing now that the DM would just wanted to win.
Yeah.
This must have just been a fucking awful situation
Awful
to be
atmosphere.
in. And to see the DM using those spells.
They banned
Oh.
and made a point to like have
Put
a
lore
conversation.
into the world,
Yeah,
being like they don't exist.
They don't exist in this
Oh.
world,
Oh.
but I'm gonna use them because I need to win.
Oh, man.
Such a terrible
That's-
fucking
That's
mindset.
so lame.
What a bad mindset.
That's so lame. I'm. You know what? I'm so glad that OP left.
I'm so glad you left.
Yeah,
You did the
man.
right thing.
That fucking stinks. This next one, this is an image. This is a photo.
I know what this is. This is cool.
It is this, and this is my grandpa's. Hold on, sorry, I wasn't looking at it. Grandpa's OG D&D box set. Ladies and gentlemen, and they thems. This is the OG D&D box
The
set.
OG?
The
The
OG.
one
So
that came out in the 80s?
So this came out in 1974, and this is one of the original 300 sets that were first made.
Wow.
Isn't that wild?
That is 40 years old.
Like, isn't it so wild to think that
50 years old.
like everything has stemmed from these books?
From those collection of
yeah,
books.
has stemmed
And
from that.
you still got all of them 50 years old. Man. Like, and the thing is, to be into something like that back then,
Yeah.
it was like, look,
Oh man,
you know,
Satanic Panic was absolutely.
D&D's widespread now. TTRPGs are widespread now. You aren't, if you're playing TTRPGs, you're not weird. You were never weird, but you're not weird in the eyes of the normies.
Yeah.
But back then, to like pick that up,
Totally.
everyone would
Totally.
be like, "You're a freak."
Yeah, definitely.
That's
People
how the
would have
world
been,
would have viewed
I
you.
think genuinely actively scared of you and actively trying to like attack you.
You're summoning the devil.
Yeah. You know what? I love like the retro art on it.
Yeah.
Listen, it's I was going to say, is it great art? But I think it is. I think the art is so good. I love this retro style art.
Yeah.
And the actual post is, I was going through some of my late grandfather's belongings and I found his original D&D box set from 74.
Let's go.
From the research I have done, I believe this is one of the original 300 sets that were first made. He always told me that he had helped Gary Gygax playtest it, so it would make sense. But I never knew it was one of those all grandpa stories. Him and his friends, 4 to 6 people, sometimes me, would meet weekly from the 70s all the way to the 2010s and play.
Let's go.
Never a newer version. Always this exact set was used. This man was 100% the reason I am interested in D&D today. Lots of memories.
And that's cool. And that is so cool.
God.
Like, it's like, and this is the thing. It's just like, like everyone is worried about one D&D is coming out, and we're gonna leave 5e in the past and stuff like that. Why? This person played the original
the
box
OG,
set for 40 years.
the playtest, the OG playtest.
The first edition, just the entire time. Didn't matter what does comes out, because at the end of the day, it's your choice. You play what you want. And the fact that they got their like family involved is cool and played every week.
Man,
oh, man,
it must be such a special thing to be introduced to something like as life-changing a hobby as D&D by someone that you really care about.
Yeah.
Like by someone who's a family member, and having it like from, I'm assuming since you were quite young to have grown up with it, it must be such a special thing. And, I can understand when I see things like this, I can understand why some of the older generations who play the older generations of games are a little bit intimidated by newbies coming to the game, right? I can actually kind of understand it because it's something that you grew up with, something that you care so deeply about. The idea that change is scary. Like, I can understand it a little bit more when I think it like this, but I still don't believe in gatekeeping.
No,
and I still
don't
believe that.
And that's the thing. It's like, but this is also the perfect example of the exact opposite. It's just like, just because it's like nothing needs to change your game.
No.
Nothing needs to change your game.
Mm-mm.
The snowflakes aren't coming in here to change how you play. Like, I know a lot of you. I'm saying you as if anybody like that watches this video.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
People like that are like, they change just like nobody's doing anything.
Yeah.
Like, people are just getting excited and getting into the hobby.
Yeah.
And you don't need to play with them if you don't want. You play your game at your table however you want, as long as you're not being hateful.
Yep.
You play whatever system you want, whatever rules you want. It doesn't matter if I think your rules are terrible. It's your game.
Yep.
You
indeed.
play
Nothing
what you
has
want.
to change.
Like, if I played this rule set, I'd probably think it's dreadful.
Yeah.
But that, do you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like, you enjoyed it. You play it. You
Indeed.
enjoy yourself. I'll enjoy myself. Margaret will enjoy herself. Everyone who's watching this video will enjoy themselves. And that's the point.
Yeah, indeed. What a wonderful find.
A relic.
An
relic. Absolute artifact.
A relic from 74.
That's
Man, the
insane.
playtest. That is wild.
I love that. And I just love, like, many memories and the reason I'm into the TTRPGs in the first place.
Yeah.
It's like, you don't, like, I feel like not a lot of people realize, like, when you bring your kids into it, maybe at a young age, it's like, that's defining.
It is totally.
That's
totally,
life defining.
Yeah, at least for a lot of people it is.
It's like they may fall out of it when they're teenagers or whatever, when they're going through the growing pains.
Yeah.
But when they grow up and they remember those things that they did with them when they were kids, with their parents, with their grandparents, whatever, like, they'll remember those things.
Totally. Absolutely.
And it'll define them.
Yeah, it will. Absolutely. The spider's on the move. God, that is a fast little spider, isn't it?
Yeah, it's cute though. It's so small. Oh.
Yep.
Anyway.
Really cute. Yeah. What a nice one.
Cute.
What a nice one.
I love that.
So this is the last post before we get on to the art.
Yeah.
And this is titled, "Am I wrong to be upset about how my character died?" Hi everyone. Last weekend I experienced my character dying for the first time. We knowingly ran into a pretty scary combat encounter that is infamous for ending in a TPK, but we were confident that we could take it. We decided on a strategy. The cleric and paladin and NPC cleric defend a choke point. Me, a divine soul sorcerer, casts protection from evil and good on both of them and then casts away, and we entered the room. Now, over the next 3 combat rounds, a few things happened. Our cleric PC didn't use a single resource. No leveled spell, no channel divinity, nothing. Neither did our paladin. Since I did use spells, the enemy made it their objective to target me, which is a valid strategic decision. When the enemies closed in on us, the NPC cleric abandoned the choke point, so one of the enemies just walked in my face and downed me. During the following turn, no one did anything to help me. After all, I only made 1 death save, so by their definition, I should be safe for another round. There was a turn undead available that could have stopped the enemies, but our cleric didn't use a single spell slot, our paladin had all of his lay on hands and 2 spell slots, and the NPC cleric had a bunch of spell slots too, and none of them even tried to help my character. So, when it was the enemy's turn again, they were thirsty for blood and they attacked me 2 more times. Now, I am not mad that my character died. It's a part of D&D, especially in a dark campaign like Curse of Strahd. But I am upset because of how it happened, and I don't know if I'm actually justified in being this upset. The too long didn't read of this is, other players abandoned the strategy, left me to die, and didn't even attempt to save me. Am I being justified in being upset?
Why didn't they use any spells?
Like,
why didn't they use Channel Divinity? Why didn't they use Lay on Hands? Why didn't they do anything?
This, and again, I don't know the situation. I don't know the players.
This is what I mean.
I don't
It's
know
so
what
hard.
the relationships are between everyone. To me, this reeks of like a sabotage, to be honest.
Almost.
Yeah, especially to me, because the NPC cleric was there too, and the NPC cleric didn't do anything to help. And you have to remember, the NPC cleric is still controlled by the same DM who's taking these enemies.
Yeah.
And again, rightfully, based on the fact that the sorcerer was the only one doing anything,
Yeah.
targeting the sorcerer.
Yeah. Like, to me, if you do secret death saves, which it sounds like you do,
Yeah.
like from the wording that you've used here, like, you can't ever leave that up to chance. Sorry, my dog was licking. You can't ever leave that up to chance.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, what if they rolled a 1?
Well, I think they don't do secret death saves. I think the way it sounds to me is I only made one death save, so I should have been safe for another round. I think what they're saying is they succeeded a death save, so the other players were like, they'll be fine. That's how I'm reading it.
But if there's somebody stood near them, melee, it's like if they have multi-attack, which, it sounds like you're at the level where a lot of people had a lot of spell slots, so as long as we're above, it's not an uncommon... It's not a stretch for me to think that you're above level 5, and enemies could definitely have multi-attack. Enemies can have multi-attack before level 5, and a melee attack, no matter how hard it hits, is 2 death saves. So you literally just need to hit 2 attacks.
And you know what? Like, my God, even just a healing word,
even
if no one's close to you to help you, just a healing word.
Just a healing word. Like, if the cleric's got spell slots and that's the DM's NPC, like. I know that I would, if I had a cleric alongside the party, I would just fling out something to just pick them up.
Me too, just to pick them up.
Just to pick them up.
This, you know what? And I would understand this happening more because things go wrong all the time.
Yeah,
right?
Things go wrong. Like,
things go wrong all the time.
Plans don't always go as planned.
And, based on initiative, based on, like, people's abilities, based on how drained people's resources are, these things happen, but... The fact that you had all decided on a strategy, a clear strategy, by the way, the cleric, paladin, and the NPC, they defend the chokehold.
Yeah.
The sorcerer casts protect evil and good on both of them, and then gets away. Like.
And then you just abandon the choke point. They just walk through and start smashing the sorcerer.
Yeah, immediately abandon the choke point.
I feel like you may have been sold up the river here, my friend.
Like,
sadly.
and the thing is, to what end?
Maybe
to
they
what
just
end?
didn't like that. Like, the end of the day, it's so tough because, like, with all of the information given,
totally, we don't know.
We don't know. All we know is it sounds like it's a feels bad because everybody had more than enough action economy, more than enough spells, more than enough lay on hands and abilities to get you up. Like, just chose not to, and then you just got destroyed when you were on the ground.
God, how awful must this have been? Actually. In the session.
I know. And it's like, there's times where if it's to death saves and to the points where it's just like where initiative lies, somebody may go down and die. And my players just start talking above table. They're like, you need to get me up because if it gets to this person's turn, I'm dead. Like, they're going to melee hit me. And I'm going to get double death saved, and I'm going to go down. So I need you to pick me up. It's just like, there should have probably been just a small amount of communication above table to be like, just so you know, I'm about to die if you don't pick me up.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, the DM, the other players very well might not have known that. And the other players very well might have needed to hear, like, oh, yeah, by the way, like, please help me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, like, the DM... with the DMPC that was in the combat, chose not to do any of those things. And the thing is, I understand the DM has their own prerogative, right? The DM... But I don't know. To me, in my opinion, there's no other way, I think, to... other than sabotage for this.
It's like... I feel like there was maybe a little bit of sabotage. But, I don't know. I can't say for sure, but I think there was probably a little bit of sabotage. Like, nobody did the plan. Nobody stuck to the plan. You were able to be picked up. Nobody did that. They assumed you were going to be okay, but then you died. Like, it just feels bad. It feels like it's a stinker. It feels like there was maybe an ulterior motive here, and you've been done dirty.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm trying to see if OP has any updates at all.
Yeah.
But there isn't any updates to this whatsoever.
That's it. It's just like, I understand the characters can die and stuff like that. That's just a part of the game. But it's just like, it's the way that I went down. It's the way that it just went wrong.
Yeah, it's like shit like this happens, unfortunately. Shit like this does happen.
Yeah, shit like this can happen, and plans can just go wrong, but it sounds like you were just left.
Definitely. It's
kind of bad.
To me, and if someone had sent this in to us asking for advice, I would say, like, you need to find out what the fuck the party's intentions were and what went wrong, essentially, and why they felt like they couldn't step in to help your character.
Because they had the capability to do so, they just didn't.
This just reeks to me of, like, God, when you're in school and all the girls have decided that they don't like you anymore, so you go to art class and you normally sit at the same table with them, but they intentionally set all the tables up in a way where there's no spare seats and you have to drag your own table over to them to sit with them, and no one talks to you the whole lesson. It feels like that. They don't want to actually tell you they don't want to be friends with you anymore. They just... bully you out of it.
Yeah.
Anyone else? Because
Anyone else?
anyone else?
That's not specific.
Right?
That could happen to any of us, right?
That happens to everyone.
Right?
That's a rite of passage, right?
Right?
Like,
You've all been through this, right?
This feels like oh, maybe they'll just get the message.
Yeah.
If like
Maybe they'll just get the
maybe
message that we don't
we'll
want to
just
play
let
with
them
them.
die and then
Yeah.
they'll just have to leave.
Maybe they'll just go. They don't want to make another character.
This is like the NPC werewolf thing
Yeah.
of the DM and the ranger being like, yeah. If we kill her off, she's not going to want to come back.
She won't want to play a rogue again.
Yeah.
Right?
So then she'll leave.
Right?
Right. That's what it feels like. Again, I could be so wrong in thinking that, but
Just talk to each other.
those are the
There's
vibes
a
I'm
better
getting.
way than doing this.
Yeah.
Just talk to each
Like,
other.
is there a world that you think that this wasn't intentional?
There's a world where it isn't intentional. If I see the battle map and I understand that maybe there wasn't.
Yeah.
Like, but I don't know that
Yeah.
from the information I've been given. It
Yeah.
sounds like that, but and that's all I can go off on this.
Yeah. Yeah. Agreed.
That's all I can go off. I'm
Yeah.
just sat here just trying to create a bit of content. That's all I can. That's all I can go off.
I lied. That wasn't the last post.
We've got one more
That wasn't the last one.
before we get to art and business.
And this is a good one. Watch this be the worst one and everyone be really upset at me for dragging this out. The title of this is My DM perma-killed my character in the first session.
Okay.
We were playing our first session with Curse of Strahd. Strahd shows up and lets us know the lay of the land. Right when he turned to leave, my cocky human rogue, Johnny Handsome, threw a dagger at his back just to taunt him. Well, it fucking worked. Strahd teleported and decapitated him in one go. Our cleric tried to heal me, but we were all level 1. There was nothing we could do. Johnny was dead. Everyone was shocked. After Strahd left, my DM said that there was laughter all around in the forest around us. It was a Warforged jester with the soul of a serial killer. Jester number 4. My actual character. My DM and I had planned Johnny's death from the start. We told none of the other 5 players until it happened and they loved it. An amazing start to the session and all my DM's idea. I highly recommend going for this in your own games.
That's kind of cool.
That's a little bit of
That's
fun.
kind of cool.
That's a little bit of fun.
I was about to be like, man, that's rough. Like,
yeah.
That's rough.
Yeah,
like,
in session 1,
getting one bombed by Strahd.
Yeah.
Like, and the thing is, it's like I was gonna suggest, like, if you're gonna do something like this, like, use an NPC to set an example.
Yeah.
To like show how dangerous Strahd can
And
be,
how
and
little
not
he
to
cares.
mess with
Yeah.
Strahd, and to how little he cares for you and your life, and you are literally expendable. You're in his domain.
Yeah.
And then that's exactly what he did.
That's exactly what you did.
That's actually exactly
what you did. But
And
it was painted as...
And that's the thing, is just like you and the DM have collaborated here to make Strahd like really dangerous.
Yeah, totally.
And that's really cool.
I think that's really, really cool. And campaign 3 spoilers for Critical Role. Campaign 3 spoilers. This is a little bit a la Bertrand Bell.
This is a little bit a la Bertrand Bell. But I think the problem with the problem with Bertrand Bell is also campaign 3 spoilers is that bad guy was just a little inconsequential for me.
Fair, that's fair. That's
like
fair. Yeah,
the
that's fair.
bad guy didn't wasn't enough of a bad guy for me to end up caring that much.
Yeah, that's
like
that's
maybe if it was like, that bad guy ended up becoming like bad, and further down the line they were still being bad and stuff like that. And it can be used to good effect.
I think using Strahd, really, how we said like NPC deaths earlier, like can be like really like pushing the story and showing exactly who the bad guy is. I love that, and you know what? I love the idea of the shock of the party and everyone being like, oh my god.
The DM would do this.
You know what the top comment was that made me laugh so much? I'm just laughing at the idea of your character being decapitated and the cleric going, I got you, buddy.
I got you, buddy. Cure wounds. It's like, and there's times where we've had submissions like this where this hasn't worked out.
Yes.
And it's because it went on so
Too long.
It's
Too
gone on
long.
for like entire campaigns. It's
Yeah.
gone on for entire acts. It's
Yeah.
gone on for multiple
Yeah.
like sessions, 50 sessions or something like that. And then there's a twist that you were in cahoots, and then I bring in my new character. It's
Yeah.
just like that feels bad.
Yeah.
Because
Agreed.
because of the length of time, because I've gained your trust. We've traveled together and stuff
We've
like that.
got to know each
We've
other.
got to know each other.
And
Whereas this, it's inconsequential because it's just like
you're still sat in the fucking tavern, right?
you're literally it's like the end of the first session or something. It's just
Yeah.
like it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like no one's grown close enough to each other.
Yeah.
And you've already brought in your new character in the first
Yeah.
session.
I
It's
think-
good actually.
I think that's really fun.
Yeah, I agree.
I really like that. I think
agree.
this is actually quite a harmless way to do something like this.
I agree because of the stakes of it, because it's just like session 1, like, and it didn't go any further.
Exactly. I think that's a great one. I really
agree.
like that.
I agree.
What do you think? What would you feel if something like this happened? Because again, I love the idea. This reminds me of when we played with our online friends Lynn, our mod, very briefly, and then we were like, we can't maintain this. We have to leave.
Yeah.
Lynn was like, okay, I'm going to narratively have a way for your characters to leave. And Jordan forgot it was our last session.
Yeah.
So we kind of entered into this dream state where our characters could see each other, but no one else could see ours. And we were kind of like comatose, I suppose.
Yeah, something like that.
And
Yeah.
Jordan was like, there has to
There has
be
to be
a
a
way.
way.
Can I do this? Can I try this? And like we were like, oh, he's just really role playing.
really into the role play.
Really upset about ours. And you could tell Lynn was like, oh yeah,
Yeah,
all right, yeah.
Jod, nice. That was a really good role play. And John was like, after the session,
He was
John was like, I may have forgotten that this is your last session.
May have thought that this wasn't the last one.
Yeah.
So he was just trying to do
Doing
anything.
anything to bring us back.
And you could tell how shocked he was.
Yeah.
And I feel like that in the moment of the cleric being like, I'm going to heal you.
Yeah, because you would though. You would want to try and do anything.
You would.
Because you don't know.
You would.
But also, the fact that you didn't know makes it even, bigger and cooler, which is cool.
I agree. I love that. I love that twist. I think that's so cool. Right. The last 2 posts. These are both artwork, I think. Well, technically, the first person is an artist who has commissions open. So this one is, the title of this is Before and After an Invasion from Hell. And this is it here. And you know what? First of all, I absolutely love the way that the map's drawn. Like it's drawn so incredibly well. I love the idea that the map changes after something big like this happens.
Yeah. I agree. Like having that all plotted out, and for the players, there's times like in a campaign where like you've done something before the campaign because you knew well in advance that this invasion was going to happen.
Yeah.
Or like before the session or something like that, and then the invasion happens. They've got the map up on the screen.
Yeah.
Or they've got the map on the table or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
And then you just drag the new map over,
Yeah.
or you put the new map on the table and it's exactly the same, but it looks like it's been infested. Like players like love that shit. They live and die for that shit.
I just think it's so cool. And you know what?
And I've got something like this for my campaign planned.
Oh my God.
The campaign that we've got right now.
Oh my God.
It's not a map change, but it's just one thing.
Cool.
And I can't wait to just do it.
Do it.
And I can't wait to just say it or show it, because it's just like, I don't know. It's just cool. It's just a little something, but it's something like this where I've had it planned from the beginning, and when I say it or show it or do it, people are gonna be like,
I see. I love stuff like that. And like, I love here how you can see how the continent has changed. Like up in the top, they had the Great Wall, and you can see the Great Wall is completely gone now.
Yeah.
And then it's been replaced with something called the Seal of Fire. What does that mean?
the seal of fire.
Man,
it's where the
I just
fire
think-
is sealing.
I just think that shit's so cool. And the comment is, I'm making an atlas of my game world and a part of its few historical maps. This all takes place roughly 300 years before the player's character's time. A legion of hell invades the world, burning and pillaging everything that they can reach.
Let's fucking go.
Everywhere the fiends have touched is now an infernal desert filled with monsters and remnants from the Holy War. A world ripe for adventure. You can see loads of important places to the left and their ruins to the right. R.I.P. Helluard, Tulwark, Corinland, etc. All of those places are now ruins for the characters to discover and explore. And the first part of this atlas is on their Patreon. Their Patreon is patreon.com/RPGtunes. That is their socials on everything from what I can tell.
Awesome.
incredible map maker, wonderful art, and I just think that's so cool.
And that's just exciting. Like,
that is
for the
exciting.
players to get like both maps. And it's like one of the players could keep the old map.
Yeah,
and be like,
yeah.
And be like, when we're done adventuring, this is what it's going to be.
Yeah.
This is what we're going to get back to.
Yeah.
You know, like goals and things like that, which is really cool.
And you know what? I just love the idea of coming across like a fallen city, like ruins of something.
Yeah.
Like, and you know, the idea like a demon legion, you know, very wow, but very cool. I love
very
that.
hellfire.
Everything they touch just turns into this infernal desert. I love that. That's cool as fuck. RPG tunes on everything. Really incredible maps. Please check them out on Patreon. And then the last one. This is simply titled. This is Upcoming Boss Finally Painted.
Oh. Go on, tell them the law, though.
You can't tell me you walk into that boss arena and you're not going, what in the actual fuck is that thing?
You're not like beating your chest like an ape going, because you're just so excited to get into that fight.
And you know what? All of the comments were like, what the actual fuck is this?
Yeah, but it is a...
So, gotten around to painting this upcoming boss. We had it a while, but they're progressing at a leisurely pace.
Some players do.
Long story short, an ASMR who has been manipulated by a lich near endgame boss and has been convinced of his deserved ascension and has been harnessing souls to fuel himself. Unknown to him, a ploy by the BBEG, who will be acting as the party's benefactor, who will be equipping them to take down to further his own interests. Tried OSL, don't know what that means, to okay effect, only second attempt, but wanted to try the let the glow from under. Will likely go back to it ever so slightly to bring the lighting out a little bit more. I don't know what
anything
that
about
means.
Painting minis.
Absolutely no clue.
Good for you. It looks great. Congratulations. But you know, like, I'm just thinking, right? How sick would this be? Like an ASMR corrupted by a lich and like warped their mind to be like, no, you're a fallen angel, you deserve to be in heaven. And they like put a phylactery on them somewhere in their bag, and you know, this person's killing people, and they finally do like get powerful enough to ascend back to the heavens. And then the lich just instantly teleports to them, kills them. Now the lich is in heaven, just taking down gods. Just taking down gods one after another.
Man.
Like that's love that. I don't know if that's, you know, what your plan was, but you know, like just thinking of that you know, ASMR lich,
totally,
like, crossover.
Like what would the end goal be there,
man?
And you know what, this thing is just so fucking freaky looking, like obviously, right?
Like, and with the necrotic wings,
of like the mutated hands on the wings. And I don't even know where you got the idea for this from. I don't know if this is like a mini that this person just found and was like, this is perfect.
I need to do this.
But you know, the artistry is absolutely beautiful.
Yeah,
like the painting is beautiful.
I know nothing about painting, but I can tell that it's
masterful.
Good shit.
And I think I can just imagine the DM pulling out this mini and putting it on the table and everyone being like, oh my god.
If my DM puts that on the table, I'm going, let's fucking go. It's time to fucking rumble. Let's get fucking down and dirty with it now.
Let's get down to business.
Let's fuck shit up.
I think that's so cool.
That's sick.
And that's it. That's the artist shout outs. I think so cool. That's everything. That's all you get.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for being here. Thanks so much for watching. Go and pick up some threads, some sick LDB threads.
Yep.
Eldritch PB.
Oh my god. PB.
Little PB
Your
sandwich.
PB and J.
Oh my god.
And I'll
join us on Twitch every Tuesday, Friday, and Sunday. Subscribe, comment, like, ring the bell, all that good stuff. Helps the video so much. If you've made it this far, thank you. I'm sure you'll have done all those things, right?
Yeah. We're streaming tomorrow. Come catch us. We're going to be doing some D&D advice live.
Absolutely. I love you.
I love you.
Bully loves you. We have been the Eldritch Podblast, and we're going to see you on Monday. Bye.